My husband told me I should relax while I'm filming, so I thought, okay, well, wine. Okay, so this video is a first for me. I've never done that sort of video because, well, mostly I didn't really see the point of doing an entire video talking about what I'm currently reading, what I'm planning to read, my TBR, because honestly, I don't know, I thought it for me at least, there wasn't any point. I have a plan of what I'm going to read in the future, but I don't know in which order, and I didn't really thought it was relevant enough to tell you because it's not like I'm reading the newest books. And as for current readings and current thoughts, either I do a video eventually, a regular review, and there I talk about everything I thought about this book, or if it's really important, I just post a picture of the book on Instagram and I share something. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, now here is your chance. So yeah, I am going to share with you now what I'm currently reading, what I'm planning on reading, and some thoughts about said books. So first off, there are 2 books that are already finished and you will see review of in upcoming videos somewhen. An English Ghost Story by Kim Newman and The Parable of The Sower by Octavia Butler. I liked both of them, but I'm not going to say any more right now. You'll just have to watch those review videos, so just for information, kind of a timeline information thing. So what I'm currently reading are 2 books. Both of them are from my Christmas haul. The first one is Quicksand by Steve Toltz, and the other one is The Song Rising by Samantha Shannon. Let's start with Quicksand. I'm really at the beginning, and I picked this book up because I've read another book by the same author called The Fractions of a Whole, which was totally awesome. I totally recommend it, and I thought, I want to read more from this author. And like I said, I'm really at the beginning, but this book is so cumbersome. Sometimes you read a book and there's like one word that can really describe it. And as for writing style, cumbersome is a very good word. It's very difficult for me to read, and you have to be 100% concentrated and awake and without any distraction to read it. Pretty much every single sentence is so long and filled with similes and metaphors and everything, like every single fucking sentence. And it just drains so much energy. I hope it will get better because, you read half a page and you feel like you just attempted to read the entire book of Finnegan's Wake, which is impossible and impossible to understand. So I just hope it will be a little easier in the future. Like, I've read Shakespeare and it was a lot easier to read than Quicksand so far. It was just too much. So that's that. And the second book, like I said, is The Song Rising by Samantha Shannon. This is the 3rd book of the Bone Season series. Actually, I'm not sure if the series is called the Bone Season. The first book is called the Bone Season, and sometimes series aren't called by the name of the first book, but whatever. These are books about, YA, dystopian future, teenage lead, which makes so much sense, and, those kind of books. But even though, if you've seen my videos, you know that I really don't like that kind of genre. It's just not my thing. Nothing against it, just I don't like them. I don't think they make a lot of sense and whatever. But the Bone Season was really good, was very different. And then I read the second one and it was, okay. And then I started reading the third one and I gave up. I thought, it's just another YA teenage kind of dystopian future that doesn't really understand what was the original point of dystopian future kind of a thing. But then I kind of forced myself to continue reading it, and so far it's interesting. It's pretty cool. But here's the thing, I'm not sure that when I finish it, if I'm going to do a review, because this is a 3rd book of a series that's supposed to be 7 books, I think. That's what she said. And I did a double review in the first and the second, which is cool. But it seems very kind of unrelated to anything to do a review on a 3rd book, in the middle of a series. I'm thinking of you guys. I think of, okay, who would read a review of The Song Rising, the 3rd book? I mean, people who did not read any of these books will probably want to know something a bit more general, or maybe information of the first book. and people who already read the first two books. I mean, if you like the characters and the setting and everything, you will read the third one. If you don't, you probably just won't read any of them because there is a continuation. You know, who would watch that? You know, a book in the middle of a series. Does that make sense to you? Would you like to see a review of a third book of a series of 7 where the fourth and future books didn't even come out? So I suppose I'm just asking you guys, would you like to see a review? Does it make sense to you to do that? I mean, I will if you want to, but I think it's weird. I think if I like the third one and I will continue to read them, maybe at the end of the series, if everything will be actually concluded, I will do a review of everything. So that's that for that part. And I also want to share a little bit about the books that I want to read in the future. Like I said, there is the Christmas haul where I got tons of books. I think it was 14 books. I already reviewed some of them. And like I said, English Ghost Story, for example, was one of them. You will see a review soon. But other than that, I do have other few books that I do want to read and review that I kind of found. I think it was 2 years ago, a haul in a way of all the books that I already have on my shelf that I haven't read and I want to read. I'm not sure if I'll get to them. I keep looking at them and thinking, So I really need to make some tough decisions and say, okay, either I'm giving these books a chance or I'll just get rid of them. Anyway, the point is that I'm really not sure I'm going to read any of them. But I did discover some books, ebooks and audiobooks that I had on my tablet for forever that I want to get to. I have tons of books from Margaret Atwood that I want to read, even though Margaret Atwood is complicated. If you have recommendation of her books, let me know, because I did read Handmaid's Tale and I know it's an important book. I appreciate that. It has a very interesting story, but I really could not stand the way that it was written. And I tried to read Elias Grace, which was exactly like A Handmaid's Tale, but set in a different timeline. And the plot was different, but the way of writing was exactly the same. So I stopped. Was it just a coincidence, Margaret Atwood fans? Or are all her books like that? If there are books that are not like that, I'd like to read them. There's Cat Eye and there is The Blind Assassin, which everybody talk about. I'd like to read them. Anyway, I have those. I have Philip Roth. I have Salman Rushdie, which I've never read, and you know, I'd like to give him a chance. But in the near future, I want to read The Terror or The Terrors. I can't pronounce it correctly. English is not my first language. Terror. But I know that there is a TV series based on it. So I thought, you know, I have the book or a short story, a novel. I don't even know what that is, but I have it. So I'll read it and then I will see the show. So that's that pretty much. I just want to update you guys on what's going on in terms of reading and what am I reading right now, what are my thoughts about it, and what I'm planning on reading. If you have anything to add or to recommend or to say, let me know. Also, let me know if those videos actually interest you, because for me, filming it was kind of relaxing. You know, wine makes everything more relaxed. But it just felt really random. Felt like me blabbering without any actual point. I mean, I did have a few points to pass to you, but other than that, I don't know if I'll make any of those videos in the future. I just wanted to give it a try. You know, those videos are pretty much for you guys. So if you want to see those maybe once a month or so, just give you an update, I'll do them gladly. And if not, I won't. And that was a fun experiment to do. So that's it for this strange video. For me, it was very strange, but it was fun. If you did like it, don't forget to click like to show your support. If you didn't like it, please don't click unlike. Just let me know that you're not interested in those other videos. Feel free to check out some other videos of mine. They will be linked somewhere here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.